Do you ever stop for a second? Just stop and think, how much time do I really have left? Especially after 70, that question becomes more real, more frequent, and maybe more emotional than we care to admit. And I get it. When we were younger, life felt endless. We made plans, booked trips, looked forward to retirement like it was a reward waiting at the finish line. But now, at this stage, after 70, each year feels heavier with meaning. Every moment feels more precious. And here's the thing. Most people don't realize that your body has been whispering to you. Not shouting, not dramatic, but gentle whispers, quiet signals about how well you're really aging and how many years you might have ahead. The question is, are you listening? Because those small signs, those little shifts in your body, could hold more truth about your longevity than any number printed on a blood test. And when you understand them, really understand them, you'll begin to see your body not as something fading, but as something speaking, something asking you to pay attention. So stay with me, because this information could genuinely change how you live the years to come. Let's begin with one of the most surprising signs of longevity that hardly anyone talks about: your ability to balance on one leg. Now, I know that might sound silly at first. Stand on one leg, you might think. But let me tell you, this test is one of the most revealing tools in senior health today. Let's do a quick exercise together, right now. If you're standing, or if you can lift one foot off the ground, just a few inches. Can you hold it there for 10 seconds, steady without grabbing onto a wall or chair? If yes, that's great. But if you find yourself wobbling, tipping, or needing support, it's okay. Don't feel ashamed. Just listen closely, because balance isn't just about strength. It's about coordination, brain function, and overall physical resilience. A 2022 study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine followed over 1,700 adults aged 51 to 75. And you know what they found? Those who couldn't hold a single leg stance for 10 seconds had almost twice the risk of dying within the next 7 years. That's not a scare tactic. That's data. That's reality. Think of it this way. When your balance is poor, your risk of falling goes up. When you fall at 70, 75, or 80, it's not like when you were 30. A fall can lead to fractures, hospital stays, even permanent loss of independence. But balance also reflects your nervous system, your brain, your reaction time, the strength in your legs, the connection between your body and your brain. That's why it matters so much. Let me tell you about two women I know, Janet and Linda, both in their mid-70s. Janet lives in Oregon. She's 74, walks every morning, does Tai Chi twice a week, and still plays in the backyard with her great-grandkids. I visited her once and asked her to try the balance test. She smiled, lifted one foot, and counted to 20. Not a single wobble. Then there's Linda, 75, from Florida. Sweet woman, used to be very active in her 50s. But life got busy, she stopped moving as much. These days, she mostly stays indoors. When I asked her to stand on one foot, she laughed and said, "Oh, honey, I can barely stand on two." She tried, but within 2 seconds, she had to grab the edge of the table. Her face turned a little serious, and she said, "I didn't realize I'd lost so much." That moment hit me hard, because so many people like Linda are walking into the next decade of life without realizing how fragile their stability has become. And the thing is, this isn't about judgment. It's about awareness, about taking control of what you can improve. And yes, balance can be improved, even after 70. Simple things like standing on one leg while brushing your teeth, walking heel to toe down the hallway, or trying Tai Chi or yoga. All of it makes a difference. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about giving your brain, muscles, and joints a reason to keep working together. Because when they stop cooperating, that's when we truly start to lose independence. And now let's talk about your hands, specifically your grip. Because sign number 2 that can reveal how long you'll live after 70 is grip strength. I know it's not glamorous. No one posts about their hand strength on social media. But if you can't hold a mug, open a jar, or carry groceries without strain, it's not just about convenience. It's a red flag. Studies have shown over and over that declining grip strength is directly linked to increased mortality. That's a strong word, mortality. But we're here for the truth. Your hands are more than tools, they're indicators. Think about it. If your grip is weak, chances are your arms, shoulders, and core muscles are weak too. And if your muscles are weak, you're more prone to falls, fatigue, fractures, and the silent creep of frailty. That's how people lose independence. They stop being able to cook, clean, care for themselves, and one day they realize they're relying on others more than they ever imagined. But it doesn't have to be that way. Let me tell you about Robert and Peter. Robert is 80 now, and he's the kind of guy who still insists on carrying his own shopping bags. He's been using hand grippers for years, squeezes a tennis ball while watching the news, opens every stubborn pickle jar in the family. And his doctor told him recently, "Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Your muscle tone is better than most 60-year-olds I see." Then there's Peter, 78. He started noticing last year that his hands felt weaker. Couldn't unscrew bottle caps like he used to. Dropped his coffee mug twice in a week. He laughed it off at first. Said, well, guess I'm getting old. But that's when I reminded him, aging is inevitable, but frailty isn't. Aging is inevitable, so cream swelling failure. Squeezing back. That's what aging is. A stall. Use light dumbbells. Pick up a resistance band. You're not just strengthening your grip, you're strengthening your whole future. Now let's talk about something you probably do every single day without thinking twice about it. Walking. More specifically, your walking speed. And no, this isn't about being fast like a track star or running marathons in your 70s. It's about how naturally, confidently, and steadily you move through the world. According to a long-term study from the Journal of the American Medical Association, the speed at which you walk after age 70. In fact, researchers found that seniors who walked more slowly than average had significantly higher rates of hospitalization, cognitive decline, and early death. That's right, how fast you walk could be a stronger indicator of your overall health than even your age or your blood pressure. Let me give you an example. Two gentlemen, Joe and Frank, they're both 76 years old, both retired and both living in small towns. Joe walks every morning, nothing crazy, just a steady 20-minute walk around his block, rain or shine. He doesn't rush, but he keeps a rhythm. His posture is upright. His steps are steady. When you see him walking, he looks like he's moving with purpose. On the other hand, there's Frank. He used to walk a lot back in his 60s, but now he finds himself hesitating when he reaches the sidewalk. He moves slower, sometimes shuffles a bit and gets winded just from going to the mailbox. Frank started taking more breaks, and recently he even began avoiding stairs. To him, it feels like he's just slowing down, but to a trained eye, it's a red flag. The reason walking speed is so important is because it reflects more than just muscle strength. It tells us about cardiovascular health, joint stability, mental clarity, coordination, and confidence. Slow, hesitant walking often means that something deeper is weakening, like circulation, lung function, or even brain signals that help your legs respond quickly. And just like grip strength, this is something you can improve. Start simple. Take a few more walks each week. Choose routes that you enjoy. Wear supportive shoes. Practice stepping a little more briskly without overexerting yourself. Even 5 extra minutes a day can rebuild your stamina. And if walking outside feels unsafe, walk laps inside your home. What matters most is that you keep moving. Because once you stop, well, you know how hard it is to start again. Walking is freedom. And how fast you walk today can quietly predict how long and how well you'll keep walking into your 80s and beyond. Now, let's shift from your days to your nights. Because sign number 4 is your sleeping patterns. Yes, sleep. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? Just close your eyes and rest. But anyone over 70 will tell you it's not always that easy. And yet, the quality of your sleep after 70 is directly tied to how long you may live. Studies from Harvard and the NIH have shown that poor sleep in seniors is linked to higher risks of heart disease, weakened immunity, memory loss, and even shortened life expectancy. But when your sleep is consistent, your risk of decline decreases. You recover better, you think clearer, you heal faster. Sleep is where the body repairs, recharges, and resets. Think about this. 2 men, Sam and Graham, both 75. Sam goes to bed around the same time every night. He gets about 7 hours, wakes up refreshed, and rarely tosses or turns. He's got a small bedtime routine, turns off the screens an hour before, reads a little, drinks herbal tea, his body is trained to rest. Graham, though, he's got a different rhythm, or rather, no rhythm at all. Some nights he's up until 2 a.m. watching TV. Other nights he goes to bed early but wakes up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep. He naps during the day, sometimes skips meals, and over time, he's noticed something. He's more tired, more foggy, more irritable. He even forgot his grandchild's birthday last week. That's not just age, that's sleep deprivation, plain and simple. Here's what many seniors don't know. Sleep changes with age. Melatonin levels drop, hormones shift, and conditions like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome become more common. But that doesn't mean you're doomed to bad nights forever. You can take back control. First, establish a routine. Same bedtime, same wake time. Second, avoid screens, phones, TVs, tablets, for at least an hour before bed. The blue light confuses your brain and messes with melatonin. Third, get some sun in the morning. Even 10 minutes of sunlight early in the day resets your circadian clock. And lastly, keep your bedroom dark, quiet, and cool. Use a fan, block out noise, invest in good bedding. This is your sanctuary. It should help you heal, not frustrate you. And if sleep still doesn't come, talk to your doctor. Sleep problems after 70 are real. And sometimes there's signals of something deeper. Ignoring them isn't just about feeling tired. It's about missing early warning signs for more serious conditions. When you sleep well, your body produces more white blood cells, repairs muscle tissue, balances hormones, and even flushes toxins from the brain. In fact, some scientists now believe that deep sleep may be one of the best ways to reduce your risk of Alzheimer's. That's how powerful it is. Let's begin with sign number 5, your appetite and eating habits. Now, some people might shrug this off. I'm just not that hungry anymore, they say. That's normal for my age. But is it? Because here's the truth. Losing your appetite after 70 isn't just about aging. It can be one of the earliest warning signs that your body is in decline. A healthy appetite means your body is working. Your digestion is strong, your hormones are balanced, your muscles are getting fuel. But when your interest in food fades, especially without trying, it can mean that your body is starting to slow down in ways that aren't visible yet. Let me tell you about Margaret and Susan. They're both 75. Margaret still enjoys preparing her meals. She eats real food, fresh vegetables, proteins, healthy fats. She sits down and eats mindfully, and she's maintained her weight and energy. She even takes walks after dinner. Then there's Susan. She lives alone. She used to cook all the time, but now she snacks. Frozen dinners, processed foods. Some days she skips meals entirely. She says she's just not hungry, but she's lost 15 pounds in the past year without trying. Her clothes hang looser, and she tires more easily. She thinks it's just getting older, but I'll tell you, it's not just that. Studies show that unintentional weight loss in seniors is often the first sign of muscle wasting, weakened immune response, and cognitive decline. When you're not eating enough, your body starts to break down your own tissue for energy. That's when you get frailer. That's when you fall more easily, heal more slowly, and feel like everything takes more effort than it used to. The good news? You can reverse it. Start by choosing nutrient-dense foods. Even if your appetite is small, make every bite count. Add olive oil, nuts, avocado, smoothies, soups with protein. And if meals feel like a chore, ask for help. Join a meal program. Invite someone to cook with you. Because eating isn't just about calories, it's about connection, comfort, and care. If you've lost your appetite, don't ignore it. Your body is asking for attention. Listen before it whispers any softer. Now let's talk about something even less visible, but just as powerful. Sign number 6, how you handle stress. I want to be honest with you here. Getting older doesn't mean your stress goes away. In fact, sometimes it feels like it gets heavier. Health scares, financial changes, loss of loved ones. The world keeps spinning and the worries don't stop. But how you respond to that stress, that can determine how long and how well you'll live. Chronic stress doesn't just affect your mood, it damages your body. It inflames your arteries, it weakens your immune system, it interferes with sleep, digestion, memory, even your heart. But here's the inspiring part. Seniors who develop healthy ways to cope with stress, whether through breathing, movement, faith, or community, they tend to live longer, more resilient lives. Let me tell you about two men, John and Richard. John is 78. Life hasn't been easy for him. He lost his wife, he's had 2 surgeries, and he still worries about money sometimes. But he's learned something powerful. He doesn't carry stress alone. He journals, he prays, he calls his daughter just to talk. He spends time gardening and he breathes deeply when the anxiety creeps in. Richard, though, he bottles it all up. He reads the news and stews about the world. He doesn't talk to anyone about his fears. He isolates when things get hard. And now his blood pressure is high. He's having trouble sleeping. He's angry a lot, even when there's nothing to be angry about. Your body remembers every moment of stress that you never let go of. But you can let it go. You're not too old to change. You're not too set in your ways to find peace. Start with small steps. Try writing down your worries. Talk to someone, anyone. Move your body. Even 10 minutes of slow stretching can shift your nervous system. Practice gratitude. I know it sounds cliche, but writing down 3 good things at the end of the day can rewire your brain over time. Most of all, be kind to yourself. You've carried a lot in your life. Maybe more than most people know, you deserve to breathe easy in this season. Because your body can only heal when your mind is calm, and peace is a skill you can learn at any age. Finally, we've come to sign number 7, the strength of your social connections. I saved this for last because it might be the most emotional and the most important. Loneliness is silent, but it's deadly. Did you know that seniors with poor social relationships have a 50% higher risk of dying earlier than those who are socially connected? That's according to Harvard, 50%. That's not a small number, and yet so many seniors are quietly suffering alone. They don't say anything. They just fade into the background. Let me share the story of Eleanor and Barbara. Both are 78. Eleanor lives in a small town, but she's active in her community. She goes to a weekly book club. She FaceTimes her grandkids. She volunteers at a local food pantry. Her days have meaning because they include other people. Barbara, on the other hand, spends most of her days in silence. Her children live far away. She rarely answers her phone. She's lost a few friends over the years, and she's told herself it's just easier to stay home. But the truth, she's lonely, and it's showing. Her mood is low. Her memory is slipping. She feels tired all the time. We are social creatures. We're wired to connect. And it doesn't take a crowd. You don't need a big circle. You need 1 or 2 people you can laugh with, talk with, cry with. People who see you, value you. That's what keeps the heart alive. That's what keeps the mind sharp. If you've been isolating, I understand. Life changes, people move, some friends disappear. But connection is still possible. Call someone today. Join a small group. Write a letter. Sit on the porch and wave to a neighbor. Smile at the cashier. Every moment of contact helps. Because the strength of your relationships now may determine how many birthdays you celebrate next. So here we are. We've talked about 7 signs that truly matter. Your balance, your grip strength, your walking pace, your sleep quality, your appetite, your ability to handle stress, and your connection to others. These aren't guesses. These are reflections of what it means to age well. And here's the good news. You have power. You can improve almost all of these signs, starting today. You can get stronger, move more, eat better, sleep deeper, open up, reconnect, breathe. Longevity isn't about living forever. It's about making the most of what's left, about living with strength, clarity, and joy. And I believe you can do that. I truly do. If today's video helped you see something in yourself, something you want to change or protect, then please let me know in the comments. What spoke to you? Which sign hit home the most? And most importantly, what's one thing you're going to start doing differently today? Thank you for joining me for this journey. It's been an honor to walk through these reflections with you. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next one. We'll be sharing more elderly wisdom, senior health guidance, and stories that move your spirit and sharpen your mind. Before we go, I want to ask you one last thing. Where are you watching from? Seriously. I read every comment. Let me know, because this isn't just a channel, it's a community. And in this community, no one walks alone. Until next time, my friends, stay strong, stay curious, and stay connected.